T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. Let's sort out the cameras. Right, today we are carrying on. Hello, everybody. Let's just go through and say hello. Hello, non-fam. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Jerry, Carl, Loopy Lou, Matt, Paul, and George's Gaming Guide. Hello, everybody. So, these little jobbies. Where are we? These little jobbies. As you can see, or maybe you can't. Let me. Oh no, I can't flip it back over because I've got nuts preloaded. The Z-axis is back on. The thing that saved me so we had to buy new carriages for our Z-axis. That was not the fault. I want to be so clear about this. It was not the fault of this particular kit. It was my fault. I screwed up. I took these off and I shouldn't have done. What we needed was these. So let's see if we can just get a little bit. Hold on. There we go. These little things here. So these little things here, this is how the rails are shipped. Okay. So when you're just buying the carriages, there we go, they're shipped like this, with this little bit on here. Now, we needed to get these rails back on, and using these guides we could have done. However, we didn't have those little guides because they came with the carriages. They don't come with carriages that are already on the rails. Linear rail. Exactly, Andrew. So so that caused a lot of issues. It caused us to end the live stream last time. It really stunted where we could get to. The good news is that buying some new carriages, some MGN 7Hs, was just not that expensive. So we managed to get some from 3D Jake over here, I think it was. They
ordered them on Sunday, didn't we? And they arrived yesterday.
Yeah, and they arrived yesterday. So no real issues there. Problem is solved. Everything's back on. So I am just looking at where I need to preload nuts at the moment, and I need to do 1, 2, and 3. Right. So the place that we're at now is exactly the place that we left off last time. Okay. So we have our top belt carriages on. We have our front belt carriages on. We have the Z-axis on and the bed frame on. And we also have the X and Y motor, or motor A and B in a Core XY. And we're now going through and looking at how we do the Z-axis. Now, I am pretty sure. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah. These are the little bits for that. And then somewhere around here, we have a little packet with some feet in it, which is definitely around here somewhere. Oh, that sounds like the sort of thing that's going to take ages to find, and it shouldn't. What have I done with those? I know that I had them. This is why you keep a tidy workspace.
That may have been mentioned on the last stream.
It's hard to say.
I feel like I definitely mentioned that.
It's hard to say.
Pretty positive.
No, it's hard to say. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. I found Yes, please do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button, guys. If you're not subscribed already, get subscribed. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up. Oh, some little thingies. Oh, what do they do? Nope, no idea. Okay, we'll just worry about the feet for now. MC40s. What are these? They are 30s. They are 40s. So there is one of these feet that is not like the others. So it's this one here, and this goes.
Just so you know as well, just because we're back on a live stream, my next door neighbour has just started to decide to do some gardening.
Again?
Yeah. I can hear him pushing the lawnmower along.
Right.
It's like he knows.
It is like he knows.
And also, since Virgin came out last week and fixed your internet and television, your internet freezes all the time on live streams.
That's not because of that. That is because of the net that I have set up, and it's obviously not caught. It's not caught what it needs to. So 1 second. See if that makes this a little better. Right, let's see if that gets better. Mike, I bet he's watching and thought, yeah, probably is. He probably is watching.
It's because he wants me to do some plumbing work in his house, and he's probably doing it just to piss me off until I do it.
Which is not the way you should. It's not the way to attract tradesmen, in my experience.
Yeah.
I find the best way is to befriend them and then lend them IT support. And then they have no choice but to help you whenever you have an issue.
True. But I'm never helping with a mattress again. I'll pay for IT support.
So when Mike and I when I moved into this house,
Mike, we don't live together.
No, not Mike and I. Sorry. When Mike came round and we were taking my Albert Einstein, he said, "Those who can find serenity in chaos are geniuses." Okay, it's probably a bit of a lofty goal to say that the reason why I do it is because I'm a genius. I suspect the reason I do it is because I'm a moron. Right. Yeah. So we were.
It was the day you moved in.
Yeah. It was the day that I moved in, and I had a delivery of a new bed, and I decided very nicely that I was going to allow Mike to help me in this endeavour.
But what he didn't do to the people who deliver it was say, when they said, "Do you want us to take it up?" He went, "Nah, that's all right, we'll do it."
Actually, I think you'll find Anna was the one who did that, mate. She was the one who screwed you over on that one.
Well, you both screwed me over then.
Yeah, we did both screw you over, to be fair.
So basically, this was a king-size mattress that was about 3 foot thick. And the way his stairs work, you go up a few stairs, then it's a right angle. And this mattress had about 1 degree bend in it.
If that.
And I was at the bottom of the stairs, James was at the top. And what happened is I think I dislocated my head. It was so painful.
Right?
It was so painful. It was the worst experience of my life trying to get that mattress up the stairs.
I slept in it a lot better knowing that it made you miserable, if that helps.
It made me very miserable.
I could sense, as I drift off every night to sleep, I can sense your pain, and it allows me to really allows me to drift off nicely.
Well, it's been like 3 years, and I still remember it, and I still hate it.
You still bring it up a lot. I know that much.
Yeah.
Still comes up at Every time I ever ask Mike if he can do anything for me, he's like, "Is this going to be like the mattress?"
It
Clipping
was
with
such
a
a terrible
static sound.
experience.
All right, 1 second, guys. Let me just move my. There we go. Is that better? Well, it was a terrible experience for you. It was fine for
No,
me.
it's still crackling.
It's still crackling.
Yeah, and your internet's still freezing as well.
God's sake. Right.
Every now and again, it freezes, and then when it reappears, the printer's in a different position.
So I'm just attaching the Z motor. There we go. Could really have done with is you breaking the mattress with him?
Yeah, it's still crackling whenever you talk.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me swap mic packs. Hold on. He said, pretending that he knows where his other mic pack is. Right there. All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Put that back on. Is that better?
That's better.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Thought it might be my end as I'm transferring 800 gig in files, but still there. Right. Okay. It should be better now, guys. Sorry about that. Right. So it would appear that is okay. So you should see this now. Right. So let's just be clear about what we've got. So we've got the front belt tension, the front belt piece is on, the rear belt pieces and the motors mounted. We have a Z-axis now, and that Z-axis now also has a Z-rod. This base plate is mounted, and we also have the feet mounted as well. Lots of progress there. Put that to one side for a second, because now we are making the X-axis. So X-axis joints. First, we take.
It is freezing really bad though. Your feed.
I don't really know why. It shouldn't be. I've got my booster thing in here, so it should be.
Was doing it on Sunday as well a bit, but it's doing it worse tonight.
Let's see if we can't improve the signal a bit. Right.
I can tell you that hasn't worked.
It hasn't.
No, you froze as you were coming back.
Oh, ideal. Who decided grey was a good idea for the parts? So actually, they're not grey. They're a metallic bronze, and Mike picked them.
So it was limited with the colours we could get because this was printed in ABSX. On the spool, this is called bronze gold. On the spool was a really lovely colour. Unfortunately, prints in a very different colour.
That one. Is it supposed to be a second one? I don't know. There is. Okay, so I'm just looking here. There must be tops to those then. All right, let's just do these one at a time and see where we
You're
get.
freezing like every 10 seconds now.
Right, I'll have to try and move it again. I think I'm going to have to run some Cat 5. Not tonight, but
yeah, that would be a little bit drawn out to carry on.
it would be a strange 3D print stream if all you saw is me running like 10 meters of Cat 5 cable. Right, how's that?
No, still doing it.
Still doing it.
Yeah.
I'm literally not going to do anything, I don't think. Like, that is...
You're literally
Not
every
great,
10 seconds you're
fine.
freezing.
Right, okay. Let me see if I can... Let me just see if I can switch networks. Sorry, guys. Mike, tell them about how you what you're printing at the moment.
So I did mention the other day, I went and got scanned at 3D filer print. So the first part of the printer is my right leg. So this was done on the X2. You can see how shiny that is and like literally perfect. The left leg will be coming off the printer, I will say, within the next hour. I think that's on about 98%. Next part to go on is the waist, which I think is about a 3-day print, something like that. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. For some reason, we've never had a problem with it. Sunday it was freezing a little bit, but tonight it seems to be freezing continuously.
Right. First of all, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I hope that this doesn't.
We should see
my
2
board.
legs before this is live stream is finished. I hope, Paul. So I scaled this down 50% because obviously it's 100% size when you get scanned. I scaled this down 50%, and it says how tall was it going to be? 900
and something, I think.
Yeah, 930 mil. I think it's going to be.
Right. Okay. Is this any better?
No,
I left and then came back. It should be a bit better now.
Terrible quality. No, still freezing.
Terrible quality.
Yeah, like you can't even see it.
Right. Right. Is that any better? Can you at least see me?
Yeah.
Pardon?
Yeah, I can see you.
Right. Okay. Right. We'll have to persevere, guys. But I don't know how long we're going to be able to do this. If it's going to keep freezing and everything. Hello, red light.
Your voice doesn't freeze, but the image does.
But the picture quality does.
Yeah.
I wonder if if we can drop the quality down. Oh yeah, I literally can't change that while we're live. That's a pain in the ass. All right. All right, put these heated inserts in. That's incredibly hot. All right, So we should be looking at this one, and we need M325s. M325s. Okay, so that goes in there, and that goes in there. Then we flip these over, and then we go. One, two.
So what's this part you're doing now?
So this part now is part of the XY joints, it says. So I'm pretty sure this is what's going to end up going on the X-axis. Okay. Oh. Two. One of you. Yeah. And then one of you. One. Two. One. Two. Right. And then sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. No. So that must go like that then. All right.
You all right, Arif?
Hey, Arif. There we go. Okay. Come on. There we go. I'll be lying if I said this was fun. Jesus. There we go. So don't do that up too much, clearly. Right. I can see that the
I'm just watching the printer, Arif, because the second leg to little Mike is going to finish soon. I was just watching it.
why so serious? Mike's also preparing to jump in with a hilarious anecdote if my internet freezes again.
Well, it has gone slightly hamster wheelish.
I don't know what that means.
It's like it's being powered by a hamster and all. Like
Oh, okay, right, fair enough. And then there's meant to be some self-tappers in here somewhere.
Whereas mine is powered by like a T-Rex with armor on.
That's
and
an
laser vision.
M210. They're M212s. What's annoying is I actually have super fast broadband, but it's not
Hardwired through to the garage.
It's not hardwired through to my garage, so I think I may have to do something about that. Well, that hurt so much.
Which, what was funny was the fact it froze just as you jumped.
Oh, well, it really hurt. Without an x-axis on this whole piece wants to pinch if you do it up too tight, because it's got nothing to stop it at the other side. So I'm sort of trying to...
Andrew, James might be interested in that because he needs to print a load of parts pretty soon.
We need... So I've got a black spool of ASA. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no worries, Andrew. Black ASA. Hold on. So ASA, I need to print enclosed, don't I? And then Polyflex is a TPU. The ASA I could definitely use for sure.
Because we were supposed to have the switch wire arrive yesterday or today, but there was slight complications with that.
Yes. So, all right. So first of all, I want to be clear. This isn't me being a whiny YouTuber, right? So we tend to get a lot of our machines for either a discounted price or free, but we always have to pay shipping, and we normally have to pay an import charge.
Because they always send them by UPS.
Yeah, they always send them by UPS.
China Post or anything like that. They're always sent UPS.
Yeah. So the problem with sending them UPS is that they won't give you the item until you've paid, which is a sound business model, because if I already had the item, it'd be very difficult to make me pay. I can assure them of that. So, anyway, so the switch wire, which is about the size of a Prusa Mark III, costs on AliExpress. I think most of the kits cost about they don't cost that much really. They're about £600. So
no, you've got no idea about the small fortune they were charging, Andrew.
Yeah. So I get a knock at the door, and the UPS man's there, and he's sheepishly holding an invoice. And he said, "Oh, there is a charge to pay." He said. I said, "All right." I said, "No." I said, "It's all right. I expected there to be a charge to pay." And he went, "Yeah, it is quite a bit." So I was like, "Okay." So he gives me the invoice. The invoice is for £1,400. So I said, "I'm not paying that, mate. Like, come on. Like, the printer's not even worth that. The printer's only worth like the item that you're asking me to pay for is only worth about £600." And he was like, "Oh," we said, "Well, that's what it says on here." And it turned out that the reason why they billed us was because the shipper had declared the value of the Voron as £9,870 odd pound. So I'm now in a dispute with UPS about paying it. So the simple answer, Jerry, is that we have we have the 2.4, and the 2.4 is what I'm using certainly almost all the time at the moment because it's genuinely fantastic, and that's yeah. Yeah, it was a bit of a shock. So I'm using the 2.4, which is a 350 machine. Blurolls were the ones who sent us that kit, and they sent us this one. And the Voron V0.1 is meant to be small and quick. So so basically, that's the reason.
It's sort of like to compete with a Prusa Mini, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just, I mean, it's for people really who actually, you know, who genuinely have limited space and they don't have much of a choice. They have to have small machines. But just because their machine is small doesn't mean they want to sacrifice quality, doesn't mean they want to sacrifice, you know, being able to print at speed or anything like that. So this is kind of Voron's answer to the Prusa Mini.
It's just 100 times more stable than a Prusa Mini.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the one that we had was a Prusa Mini clone, so you could very easily debate that you know that it's not fair to judge a Prusa Mini by how good the clone of it is, because you know it's obviously a Prusa Mini is a different machine. But I'm not going to lie, the Prusa Mini felt like Prusa having a dig at everybody. That's at least what it felt like to me. It felt to me like it was Prusa literally having a dig. It felt like they were saying, yeah, we can actually just make you buy pretty much anything that we put on the market.
And the fanboys will just buy it.
And the fanboys will just buy it. You know, there's no reason for us to even sort of consider doing what the fans want, which the fans invariably want the Prusa XL to come out, which supposedly has been in the works for, oh god, I don't even know how long. Like, it's been in the works for a long time, the Prusa XL, and yeah, as I say, it felt like the Prusa Mini to me just feels like a real lack of caring about what the community has clearly expressed that it wants, which is a larger Mark III, really. Just got to get this. I've just got to get this slider in. All right, this needs to be 25 mil. Right, so that side is the 25, which goes that way. And then line this up. M26s.
Yeah, still small one. It hasn't miraculously grown.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's a small machine. Like, like it is a small machine.
It's a small machine.
Yeah. There's, you know, I'm not here to, you know, I'm not here to big this up to be something that it. Oh, I just realised I've installed this the wrong way around. What a turd.
If you want something bigger, you go for the Switch one. If you want something bigger, you go for the 2.4.
Yeah. You know, it's a small machine for small applications, really. You know, that's what it's for. It is to be a small machine. Right, let's try that again. I think what I'm most concerned about at the moment is I'm looking at the bag of nuts that they have provided me, or the bag of screws, and there seems to be an awful lot of M2s left.
Might be for the you know, like the venting around the side.
Yeah.
And the enclosure.
Yeah, true. Oh, for those who have been following it, I have officially given George's gaming guide the prize that was owed. That was, I want to be very clear, it was taken from a drunk person, so you can decide how many morals George's gaming guide has of your own accord.
When it comes to Lego, there's none.
Yeah, you know, you can all make your own choices about whether or not that's a victory for them. And then we need to load.
What did you get him?
So it was. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was.
Today.
No, it was like a it was like a little battleship thing. Honestly, I can't remember what it was. Definitely a victory. Can you remember what the ones actually? Oh, there you go. Bad Batch Shuttle. It's a Star Wars one, and I have to say the specific one that George wanted was incredibly difficult to acquire. So that really made it nice. That was a really a nice addition to my week, having to scour the internet for right, so that has to go that way because this goes on there. Oh, and then we need to load 2 in there as well. M312s. Is that you guys? They're 10s. They're 8s. 16s. 8s. 12s. Here we go. Okay, I find the easier way to do these is to preload in the, there we go, those bits, screw the nut on a touch, and then slide it in almost like it was a T-nut. Because the other way, I just feel like I don't get the purchase that I need. And lining these up, I have to say, the only criticism I have of this kit as a whole at the moment is that I really miss T-nuts. Like, T-nuts are really good. I like T-nuts. They work. I don't see why this isn't made with T-nuts. I'm assuming because you can't get them this size for these little extrusions. But yeah, I super miss T-nuts. Like,
so I've started it, Arif. There's the right leg done. The left leg is going to finish like within the next hour. It's doing the top layers. And then the pelvis goes on next, and that's about a 3-day print.
So it says to screw these down, but not to tighten them. I'm assuming that's so that we can. I'm assuming that's so that we can do the next stage.
I did think about that, Arif, but it's going to be a problem because the file has already got the watch on it. So I'm not going to be able to design another one to go over the one that's already there. So I think what I'll have to do is get creative and sharpen up the details on the one that's there.
Because you were going to put a real watch on that originally, weren't you?
Yeah, but the problem is I was wearing a watch when we scanned it. So it's going to be difficult to remove the watch that's already there to put another watch over it in its place.
We don't need to remove the whole watch. Surely you just need to remove the face. You could print a watch strap.
I actually haven't looked at what the detail of the one that's on there is like.
Because I mean, I'm not being funny. Like, it was a really cool idea. I know it was Arif's idea, but it was a really cool idea that it had its own. That it had its own working watch.
You can't
So,
cut
like,
me hand
to
off and
lose
swap
that
it with
is
another hand, though, if that's then not my hand. It's too big to sand or grind it off. You'll be exposing all the infill and everything, and there's very little infill in this. I'm only doing infill at 3%.
just having to move this rail a touch because it's not exactly where it's supposed to be. There we go. Right. Do these up.
If you send me your details, Andrew, I'll send you over the part because it's already all cut and split and everything. And Arif, I will send you over detailed pictures.
Cool. Okay. M26s again. This one. Right. Let's mount an X-axis on. I'll try and line up both of these and sort of put the screws in alternating. He said. There we go. I don't want to crank down on these because I'll just end up splitting the plastic. But just to put it into context as to how fiddly this is, machine is just barely big enough for me to fit my screwdriver in left to right. Oh, is my sound gone?
Yeah, that's on.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, Ev was saying sound to me.
Oh, okay. I thought it was an exclamation of sound.
It's a dragon hind, isn't it, on this?
Yes, it is. Yes. There were options, but I've gone with the Dragon on the 2.4, and I'm very happy with it. So, so I didn't see a specific reason to go a different way with this one. To be honest with you. I can literally only just fit my screwdriver in here. It's just super, super tight. Right, there we go. X-axis is on. It's direct tariff. All right, what the devil is that then? So, say what? Oh, okay. I wasn't to put that one in yet. So this one comes out. Learn my lesson. Skipping ahead. Oh, well, that's gone forever. Right. So this little jobby. And we want an M316, apparently. M316. Oh, balls. Oh, there we go. Right. Perfect. That goes
Just
on.
add me, Andrew. It's easier if you add me because I've got the parts, so I can just send it straight over to you.
Screw is used to trigger the end stop. Okay. So one would assume that when they say let me just screw that in, do we? Oh, I see, and then that's adjustable to an extent. Okay, cool. Right. Have a great channel. Thank you very much, Jerry. Square in the gantry. So we undo these. Just like that. And then we screw those down. Lovely jubbly. Yes, Arif, it is an orbital extruder on this one. So that is the hold on. There we go. This is the extruder motor for this. So not just a pancake, but considerably smaller. Right, let's carry on. So we've squared the gantry. We now have these two boys going. Right, so hold on. So we need 2 in the front. 1, 2, 3 in the top. 2, 3. And then that goes into there as an extra brace. And then we have 1, 2 in there. Oh, and 1. See, and this is the criticism that I have. If we had, oh no.
I've sent that over to you, Andrew.
If we had regular extrusions, if it's too big to send, oh, okay. Preload, yeah, fine. And then M310s. So if we were on sort of normal extrusions, then we would be using normal. We would be using normal. 1 second. Get that in there. We could be using normal T-nuts, which means you don't have to pre-install them and slide them down the rail and all that nonsense. You can just there we go. Make sure that's supposed to be on there. No, they're not supposed to be on the top. They're supposed to be left and right. 2 on the inside, 3 on the outside. 1. Yeah, so just like that, I now have to, I have to fiddle about loading nuts into these rather than if we were using T-nuts, which don't have to be preloaded. I'm a much bigger fan of using T-nuts than I am of using these.
It was the whole reason we had the problem with the rolls on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if I was following the hey Yantek, if I'd have followed the guide properly, then you could debate that I wouldn't need to worry about it. But sort of the reality is people make mistakes, but Right, there we go. So those 3 jobbies go in there. Okay. Oh, let's put these in at the back. Come on. All right, so that didn't go in the right hole, did it? Yantek, which one did you buy then? Did you get a Blurolls kit as well, or did you go for something else? There we go. That's better.
Yantek, I hate that colour. When I bought it, it looked like a nice. It's bronze gold. It looked like a nice bronze gold colour, but it prints in a completely different colour. I bought the LDO kit.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So yes, you're right. That is a bit more premium. So, hey Liam. So yes, you're right. That is a much more premium kit than this one. They work out to be about, I think there's about $250 odd in it. And I'll be honest with you, what pays for itself is that on the LDO kit, all of the wires are pre-crimped and terminated. You might need to use 000 wire wool on it to reveal the actual colour. I mean, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's not that it's horrendous. It's not that it's awful. It's just not the colour we would have It's not the colour we wanted. We really wanted gold. And just as a side note, we're actually in talk with Funsaw at the moment about potentially getting the all metal kit. Now, I've spoken to Nero about it, and he has mixed feelings about the all metal kit, where everything that's printed on this becomes made out of aluminium. He points out that there are parts that are designed to flex, which obviously can't flex when it's made out of aluminium. This isn't ABS, is it, Mike? This is ABSX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ABSX.
So this is ABSX. Right. So, right. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So we have a lot done, actually. A lot more done than I thought we were going to. So now we're on to, oh, God help me, now we're on to belts. Okay, this makes me sad. So, Voron belt path. The Voron prints is a belt based on the popular Core XY platform. The individual belt paths are stacked on top of each other, crossing over, blah-de-blah-de-blah. What? So, sorry, the insinuation with this is there's only one continuous belt. That can't be right. I recommend you run one belt to get the required. Oh, okay, right, fair enough. I recommend you to wear one belt, right? Fine. Belt is in the box. No, yes, yeah. Okay, so purple's a much better color. Right. So let's figure this out then, shall we? So we start. No. Oh, this is going to be hell. All right. Okay. So that goes there, and then oh, and I've run that wrong already. Good job. Right. So that runs to there, back here, back. It then goes in. Yeah. It goes in and around. Actually gonna have to walk around this bench for this. And then once it's in there, oh, this is hell. I can already tell this is going to be really hard. May I ask where you're from? It's great time for me, better than Nero streams from midnight here in Germany. So we're the UK, Jan. So yeah, Nero's Canada. So obviously his streams run at sort of very different times.
Canadian time.
Canadian time, unsurprisingly. Come on then. Right, so this is obviously too long already. So surely if these have got to be the same length as each other, the sensible thing to do is, in the first instance, to cut the belt in half. Because if we need more than half,
that's quite a guess to make, isn't it?
well, it's not, because if we have to use more than half the belt for one side, then we don't have enough belt to do the other side, because they have to be equal in length. It's a core XY. I've cut it now anyway, so.
Well, that was quick.
So let's try going that way first, onto that. This comes through, and it goes round here, and then it goes.
Oh, Jesus, well, that was quick, Andrew. Okay, cheers. Thanks for that. I didn't quite expect it to be that quick. Took longer to load up.
Okay, then this comes out of here. And
well, I'll get them
here.
pictures over to you after this stream, Arif.
All right.
I've just got to
decide. Goes like this.
Just got to decide which watch I want to use.
That goes over there, and then we'll bring that to the middle, which is right about there. This thing goes around here, and around here, and then through there. And we're back again with loads of belt to spare. like a ridiculous amount of belt to spare, to be honest with you. Way more belt to spare than you would expect, but there we are. Right, and then we go second belt. So this starts here. No. It starts. Come on. Well, I mean, I already hate this. Okay. I feel like this is where we're going to find out that this belt's ran the wrong way once I've finally fed it through as well. Come on. Oh, come on. This isn't even meant to be the difficult bit.
Did it say that in the instructions, sir?
No, but I know the difficult bit that's coming up. It's coming up, and I'm already upset with this. Andrew, I have a personal rule not to laugh at puns, so...
I did laugh when I see it.
My God. I mean, like, it's unnecessary to make it this difficult. I don't understand why.
They're just testing your ability.
Well, I hate to say this, but I'm if I'm being tested, I think we can all agree collectively that I am failing.
No one said you passed.
Oh my God. Why is it so hard? This is only plastic and I'm going to snap something in a minute. Yes, right. Goes up there and round. And then through there. Come on. Nope, that was wrong. Come on. There we go.
Have you still not printed anything with it yet, Matt?
Not even built it yet.
No, Matt.
Oh, that makes more sense. Right. That goes up there.
I think you'll find, Matt, if the alcohol is not agreeing with you, that means it's working.
Okay. Belt 1. And belt 2. Cool. Lots of belt left over. Like, who said you could print before your safety kit arrives? Right, okay. So we move on to this little job. So plug back in my this. Get my heated inserts in. What's the video like now?
It seems to have improved.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was playing with then, but I'm obviously going to have to. I'm going to have to sort out some. I'm going to have to sort out a hard line. I'm not going to have a choice. Make
Like
a
it hasn't been
bean.
freezing for a while.
Good. Come on. Does take a while to get to a point where these heat sinking nuts will actually go in. Come on. So from a design perspective, I'm still loving heated inserts. I think they are brilliant. And I think that machines like the BLV Cube and things like that could really learn something from including those in their builds, because it gives you a repeatable, reliable thread so that when you inevitably need to undo or redo these up, you can. Right, we've got these two flat pieces. We need two M38s. Which are these? Which are these? Right. And then these go in the back. And this one as well. Made a lot of progress here, guys. I'm fairly content with how this is going. Right, okay.
A little bit of resin's okay. James has had resin everywhere. Eyes, mouth, everything.
Yeah. I've definitely had...
It got to the point where if he went outside before cleaning it off, he would have just frozen the place like T2000.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wish that wasn't true, but it is. Right. These holes are slightly too small. I've got a little drill bit.
That's right. IPA is just like a super clean eye bath.
You certainly haven't got to worry about there being like any little critters living in it. It is tricky to say whether or not you'll still be able to, use your eyes afterwards. But who even really uses their eyes these days?
But they'd
Everything's
be
done on
very
your phone.
clean.
Yeah, they'd be very clean. Couldn't argue with that. I think we finally found the video that's going to get us censored on YouTube. There we go. That's better. Okay, so these belts get threaded. Well done, because they can't all go out the back. So, or maybe they can. Let's try this again then, shall we? So you go through there. Do you? Okay. So cut these. So these are the belt tensioners on these actually move the physical motors, which is interesting. I've not seen one that does it that way before, but that is actually a pretty good way of being able to. Have I also just figured out that I've put that on the wrong way around? It does look like I'm that sort of turd blossom, doesn't it? Right. And again. So what you have to do with these, he says, giving you a tutorial about the thing you learned about 16 seconds ago, is you have to put them to, you have to put the two teeth so they interlock, and then you have to push them through together because they actually sort of lock themselves into place that way, it seems. Just like that. And then they all come out like this. Right. And then that goes over there. This goes through. I mean, I know it's always fiddly putting belts on, but Christ. Like, give me half a chance. Right. Then I want to. Also got to make sure these plates are flat, and mine aren't.
Luckily,
There we
James
go.
only has little baby hands.
Been through this before. I have regular sized hands. Like, I don't know why you keep telling people that my hands are really small. I don't have Trump hands.
You have. You literally have.
Don't know why you keep telling people that. I've got completely regular sized hands. My biggest problem is that I have incredibly powerful hands, which I've found out to my own cost. I mean, I'll have to trim them a little bit, Paul, Like at the moment, it looks like an aborted Mr. Tickle I'm trying to stuff in here. Right, okay, so God help me if that needs to change. I'm out of breath doing that. Like, I mean, look at this. Hold on. Look, how much belt I've got left over. Like, I've got to trim that.
And that's not something that happens in your everyday life.
Just odd size arms then.
His hands just make his arms look really long.
Completely normal sized arms and hands.
Like an orangutan.
I hate all of you so much. I don't know why. Don't even know why I've got friends. Just have varying degrees of enemies. I think that's all.
Because friends always tell you the truth.
Do they?
The good ones do.
Right, so. Oh. Bugger.
Should you have not cut them belts off?
No, I should have cut the belts off. I've just put the belts on the wrong way. Good thing I noticed that then. Oh, Paul's going to be super smug now. Friends like these in these enemies. Arms like a T-Rex. Why would your kids say that? Where would they learn such hurtful language, Carl? Oh, there's going to be no living with Paul. No, it should be fine.
Fine, like when the rails come off?
That was a different kind of fine. That was a kind of not fine, if I'm honest. This is a kind of fine that's probably fine. And if I'm honest, does also seem to make just a little bit more sense in the way I was doing it as well. So come on. Okay, let's just put these in. All right, go through there. This. Come on, you little sod. Just like getting your really slow cousin to build a printer. That's all this is. Oh.
Also, why is the honey badger light not on?
The power supply broke. So I need to replace the power supply on the back of it. Which is ridiculous because we've had it for like
3 months.
Yeah, not long. And it's not like it's been on every day, like.
It's only on when there's a live stream or a video going on.
Yeah.
There's also a fly flying around in there and it's really annoying me.
Imagine how I feel.
It keeps flying around in front of the camera lens.
All right. Now, with hindsight being 2020, I probably shouldn't have cut those belts when I did, but it's fine. It's worked. We're in. I feel like Paul was going to say a lot of stuff.
Can you not catch that fly?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'll just Mr. Miyagi this, shall I?
Well, yeah.
I think you've got me confused with the Amazing James. Nope. Sometimes I feel like a bad parent when I listen to my kids talk to me and I act like I care about it. In my head, I'm like, you know who I'm waiting for? James to drop a screw. Yeah, I've been known to drop the occasional screw. I hope you're not suggesting that I'm the bad influence on your kids. Like, if your kids are being unpleasant, then you've just got bad kids. Like, that's just your fault. That's nothing to do with me. I have not been around your kids enough to severely influence their actions. Not even on the same continent. They love you more than me. Good, 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 good. So now we can cut the belts. Or more specifically, I have. Right. They asked if you could babysit. It'd be tricky, mate. I mean, I think it'd take them, even your kids, it'd only take them about 6 minutes to realise that if they did something wrong, there's literally nothing I can do about it. Like... All right. So then, as I said, these here are the tensioning screws. So they physically move the motors left and right, which is a bit of an odd way of doing it, but those belts are nice and tensioned. Everything is on all of its rollers. Cool, blimey. Right. Next, we're fitting the bed, apparently. So, this is the bed. So that is a very hefty plate for this size of machine. Believe it or not, it does come with a silicone heater. Let's do this in order before I start messing about with things. So we got our 3 little nuts there, and we're using heated inserts. See, the thing, what will we be printing today? Nothing! We won't be printing today, you madman. So we've still got to build the entire tool head. Once we've built the tool head, I mean, we've still got to put the bed on. Then we've got to actually wire the thing. And then, and I want to be very clear about this, I then have to try and figure out how you get clipper on an SKR. All of which I know, and I'll be very clear about this, exactly nothing about. So I managed to get clipper onto the Voron 2.4, and I'm not going to lie, a lot of that felt like fluke.
Well, you just kept redoing it and it wouldn't work, and then you just pressed it and it worked all of a sudden. So you don't know why it suddenly worked.
I just continued doing the same steps over and over again until, and I want to be clear, I did exactly the same thing every single time, and nothing happened. And then eventually something did happen. Let's sink these inserts in. Right. Okay. Magnet application. Surely we've got to put the bed on first. Like that's insane. So that's the front. These have got to be the side that the heated screws go in. So if that's the back. Just like that. Yeah. Right, I'm not going to install... Oh, hold on. I have to install the thermal fuse whilst I'm here. So this goes here. Better. Right, an M3.8, which is one I use. Perfect, there we go. So that is me installing my thermal fuse there, and then I'll need to wire that into this wiring loom. So we'll have to take one of the pieces here and tack that in somewhere down here probably, and I'll do that with a heat shrink one. We're not wiring tonight because we just don't have that kind of time. So if we can actually get to a point where we M340s. If we can get to a point where we've actually built the tool head tonight, then I'll be pretty happy with that level of progress. because that's quite a lot done. Of course, if I keep losing screws, the evening's never going to end. M340s. Three of them. All right. 1, 2, 3. So I haven't actually looked yet, but to me, it doesn't look like this has got auto bed leveling. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen a. I haven't seen one. Is that the? Is that the leg coming off, Mike?
Yeah. And this is why I love tree supports.
Because they just pop off.
Just fall off. And the crazy amount of time they save you as well.
Just realised that I've managed to fit this the wrong way, but it's fine. It's a quick, one of the few quick changes. All right. Okay, springs. 3 springs. 1, 2, 3. I think we are actually going to have to wire this up now, aren't we? Otherwise, we're not going to be able to get to it later on. So let's start by clipping that. Cut that. And
And there's the left leg.
hold on, I'll put you big on the screen. There we go. Show everyone your leg, Mike.
This is my left leg. Well, most of it. Prints really well, this X2.
I just need to go and grab my lighter. So I really like these heat shrink solder joints because they're just nice and secure, and because they do actually solder the joint, which is really what I want. There we go. So we'll then cut that about there. And then we'll cut this. One small step for the artillery. So again, I mean, don't be wrong. So I still have the X1, right? I still have one of my X1s. One of my X1s has been sold, but that's to make space for the switch wire. We're at a point now with the machines that we have. If we get new machines in, we don't really have much of a choice. We either have to give away or sell a machine that we've got, because both of us have officially run out of space in our workshops. We have built extra shelves, built extra storage. We've moved everything around. We've rejigged everything as much as we can. We've moved all our spool holders up onto the wall, so spool holders aren't taking up desk space. There is literally nothing else. Is that the main in you're soldering? Yes. So this is the, so let me just show you. This is the, there we go. This is the thermal fuse that I'm soldering. So that is now nice and secure. Right. So now, I knew that was going to happen. Put these in there. Ow. Cool. Stick that one on. And then stick that one on. Come on. Right, well, I'm going to be honest and say that that is that they're on, but I'm not wildly happy about, oh, that's got to go through that. I'm assuming that's got to go through that bit, hasn't it? I'm not wildly happy. She's never sold a main applications. Ferrules instead as overtime. You'll get a dry joint, but guess it's a small print. It shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that where that is, it shouldn't be a stress point. So if this was, so I would absolutely agree with you if this was a bed slinger, right? If the bed was moving backwards and forwards and that joint was constantly under moving pressure, but on this it isn't. So I'm not too concerned about it on this particular machine. Not to mention the fact that the worst case scenario, if that was to happen, would be that the printer would cut out. So it's not a, oh, this machine will catch fire if it does that. we go. Now we've got a bed. So got a nice magnetic little bed there. Yeah, I do get what you mean. That's just that's how I'm doing it. It does say to. I like fire. While not required to operate the printer, a thermal fuse attached to the build plate offers an additional layer of protection against potentially dangerous malfunctions. The thermal fuse is wired in line with the high. Yeah, okay. Right. Yep, done that. Done that. Done that. Okay. Like burning.
Autod Poxy likes fire so much he's going to buy a Minder.
Right. So this should go. This should go like this. And then like this. Like this. Right, okay, so under here, it's starting to look like a beast. It's yeah, it's not a small job, like it's you need much smaller ones than that. I think. Have we got any smaller ones? Like really thin ones. No. Oh, twit. Just looking to see if I've got any more thinner versions of these zip ties to go into. There's like a couple of holes that. Oh, just about. Okay. Okay. Does that mean both will go through? Maybe it does. Both go through. Okay. So first of all, we put this into here. That goes in like that, and then that goes like that. And this goes round here, and this goes in. Yeah, just like that. Oh. Right. Cable chain. Right. So hold on then. So is the insinuation that guide the heater cables through the chain? Yep. Okay. Fine. So push that down a little bit. that goes like that. Now, we need to make sure we get this right, don't we? Because we didn't last time, and people said hurtful things. So I'm going to start by saying that that feels like that's way too long for this.
Oh,
Right, come
epoxy.
on.
That's because James has only got really little hands. He can do this.
How long is that? I really want to see a picture of this to see if what's the bed going on here. Why won't
Surely it's the
anybody...
right length at the back, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I'm not being funny, but the way this goes is this goes into here, right? And then this goes into here. Like that's a fair amount that sticks up over the top there.
I did see saying on one of the videos it has to be a certain length, otherwise when it goes back, it hits the cable chain.
All right, okay, well, I suppose all I'm considering... Oh, no, I suppose because the other one isn't a cable chain, is it? The other one's a... All right.
Oh, epoxy said your cuticles are perfect.
That's a strange... that's a strange thing for a person to say to another person.
Not if you're metrosexual.
I don't believe I've ever expressed that level of inclination that way, have I? That fly's starting to bother me now. Oh, we didn't think this through.
Does anyone want to buy a 7-foot-long Mad Max war rig? To really need the shelf space.
I cannot stress how much you'll have to come pick it up in person. Because it's not a postable thing. Right, that clips in there. And then this. Clips in.
No, the cable chain came with it.
Yeah, the cable chain did come with it. All right. Well, the cable chain's in now. So, cool. Jesus. And when that's at the bottom, I mean, it's long enough. So, did you print the cable chains? No, we didn't print the cable chains. I'm not that much of a sycophant. It does look like you need to try. Well, thanks, Paul. I feel like I need to trim it. I feel like that's too long. But the good news is it's just, I mean, it is just snapping out the joints. Although I suppose I'll have to now rethread the whole thing, so I'll probably snap them out of this side. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's fine. I want a picture of. Let me just.
I'm just looking now.
Have a look to see if there's.
Yeah. It's much lower. I'll send it over to you.
Because it should be that when this is at what I'm assuming really is Z min, right? Which let's hypothetically say is there, all of this cable chain goes out over the top. That can't be right. Like, it literally can't be right.
It's not.
That should be half a dozen links lower.
Yeah.
So
I've just sent it to you.
come on. Oh, you swine. There we go.
Well, look on that picture.
To me, should be like there.
It's lower than that than the one I've just sent you.
Well, this is the point where I'm going to use a scalpel. So anybody and everybody who is watching, this is absolutely not the way you're supposed to separate chains. So don't let me catch you doing this. Definitely a do as I say, don't as I do, don't not as I do situation there. Right, let me pull that through as well. There we go. Much neater. So now, when that goes down, it will stay much better. Yeah, that's right. Oh, God, that's really low, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, if that's at Z minimum... Oh, I see. No, that's right. Because if that's at the bottom, then that is about right. Yeah, that is about right. That's about right now. It might be a couple of links to each way, but it's fine. There's not another cable chain that we need to use on this. It's not like the V2.4. So the 2.4, the top of the loop is level with the second screw. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's literally what that is. So where that is right now, that is level with the second screw hole. So I'm happy with that. That's fine. Okay, right. Now we're on to end, stop, and rear panel. Now, this is something that I was concerned about. Oh, no, I'm not. That's fine. Because that's got everything on it. So the one that I'm concerned about is the bottom panel. I forgot. Because the bottom panel doesn't seem to have anything on it to connect anything to. But cross that bridge when we need to. All right, it goes there. Coming right up to the 2-hour mark now, so I will be thinking about when we need to put an end to this charade at some point, but not right now. Right, and then we've got some sort of thingy. This thingy? No. Maybe. All right, we'll look up the thingy in a minute. Okay, let's carry on. So, component prep. Z stop, prepare 2 end stops for X and Y, 1 end stop for a Z. So we've got three here. We're going to call those ones X and Y, and we're going to call this one Z. No, because that's a thermistor, so we're not going to call that one Z. Never mind. Right. Okay, fine. So just make sure. Yeah, right. So the prep with these apparently is that we have these two outer wires. Hold on. There we go. These two outer wires are wired up. On the X and the Y, you leave the lever on, but on the Z, you take this little lever off. So we will use a couple of little snippers there. We'll just pinch that. We were going to anyway. There we go. So this one is going to be the Z one because you can see we've taken the end part off, but you can still click it. Cool, right. So X and Y. Let's do X first. So that one goes this way round, and we use the M2 self-tappers. I might even clean up my desk before the next live stream if I'm feeling really mental. It's consistently being an issue, isn't it? That I don't know where any of the screws are. Why are you? No, no. Well, it's a fun little problem. They're not self-tappers, so it's not them. Oh, bother.
What have you lost?
I have got somewhere a little pack of M2 self-tappers, and that's what I'm supposed to be using to attach these end stops. And for the life of me, I cannot find, and I've used them once, so I know that I've got the pack. But they're on the floor. Why would you say such hurtful things like that to me, Carl? I don't come to your house and start messing with your
really
stuff.
laughed if that was on the floor.
It would have been. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that would have really wound me up.
They've not
really
fell off
annoyed.
the front of the desk, have they?
No. No. Oh, bombs. I feel like they're going to be somewhere really obvious and it's going to really annoy me. I know they're different because they've actually got a little Phillips head on.
Well, yeah, they're self-tappers.
Yeah.
They're not on the desk loose, are they? Not in the bag now?
No. I've literally used them in the last hour. Oh, what are they? Ha 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 ha! Victory! See, none of you thought I was going to be able to find that. And they weren't on the floor. They just weren't where they were supposed to be. Which isn't the same. Oh, what have I just done with the... Oh, no. What have I just done with the end stop? There it is. It's fine. It's fine. Nobody panic. Okay, so the way this goes is that way. Okay, 1 and 2. Come on. Have you managed to watch the latest that Spider-Man leak, if you really want to call it that?
What, the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the trailer this morning.
It does look like they're creating, like, so for a start, it's, I get that they're doing Spideyverse, and that's cool. But it almost feels like they're trying to build it up as if it were an Avengers. So like they're getting some big names in it, and they're sort of, it just feels like there's a lot of now pressure being put onto Spider-Man to continue the sort of relative unbridled success of all of the Marvel franchise. Just feels like a lot.
That new one's coming out in a week or so, isn't it? What is it? Shang-Chi, is it?
Yeah. I know which one you mean. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so that triggers there. So then where's this Y stop meant to go? Right there. Yeah, I'm not sure I know anything really about that lychee one. I don't, it's not a character or a, like, it's not one that I know of. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's not a series of story that I know about. Whereas obviously, holistically, I know about Spider-Man. But it's been a while since they've brought out something that was sort of completely new like that, I suppose, where it's not mainstream Marvel. Right. Cool, right, end stops on. So then we've got this thing. Yeah. All right, I'd be lying if I said I understood what that is. So, we've not got anything else that looks like that, have we? No. So it's definitely this. And we take this, and that goes that way round. Yeah. Okay. We are going to be ending this live stream soon, guys. I'd like to get these end stops on, just so that we we know that what we're doing next time round is we're building the tool head. So I would have liked to have got onto the tool head this time, but I'm going to be honest and say that, you know, it's now sort of 20 to 10 our time. So, and we've been on for 2.25 hours. I'm pretty pleased with how far we've got.
It's good. It's sort of progressed visually like a long way today, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, good. Let's just come off. Right, and then end stop mounting is M310s. M310s. Where are the M310s? They're M38s. They're M310s. That goes on there.
See you later, Alf.
See you later, Alf. Right. Push that forwards. And then dropped in from the top. Use a 2mm ball end driver to fasten the screws. Position the end stop housing about 2mm below oh, this is fun. Alright. Slide that in about 2mm. There we go. Right, Z-stop is on, although I've absolutely no idea what's meant to trigger that Z-stop. But, oh, that's because it's meant to go in the middle. Right, well. That makes much more sense. So this goes, come on. Fly's getting right on my tits.
Well, I told you to catch it.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't even attempted to.
No, that's very true. That is a very true statement. I have not even tried to catch it. Right, this goes that way round. Oh, so here's a fun question. How are you meant to, like... Come on. This being a small printer, I'm not going to lie, there are some proper fiddly bits doing this. Like, come on. Come on. Right, that doesn't move. So, and then flip the printer and slide this with these three. So like that. Like that. Aligning the preloaded nuts. Oh, you've got to be. Tell me I've got the nuts in there. Well, the good news is you can load them in still. If you don't. Six. Jesus Christ. I don't know if they're going to go in, you know. Yeah, that's what I thought. We knew we were going to come up against it at some point. So there are meant to be 6 nuts that sit in the back of this. And currently there aren't.
Well, why don't we call the live stream here? Because I am super tired.
As am I. As am I. Right, okay, guys and dolls, we are going to call it there. So let's just take a look at where we got to. So we got the remainder of the extrusions on. We've got all the bed wired, although not admittedly connected. We've got the cable chains on. We've got the X, Y, and the Z end stops fitted. We've got the belts fitted. The whole X axis is now all done. Like, we have done a lot. So I'm genuinely happy with how far we've managed to get to up until this point. The next thing, really, the next live stream is going to be us finishing off a few bits and pieces with I'm assuming running some of these wires and stuff like that. But we'll be doing the tool head assembly. We've done a lot, as I say. We've got really far. We'll do the tool head assembly next, and then
stuff like that.
Yeah, and the next live stream, I would imagine we'd actually be doing some wiring up as well. We may even get to software, but I mean, we've got panels to go and things like that, so we'll just have to wait and see. So thanks very much, guys. Thanks for sticking with us for as long as you have. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already, and we will see you all very soon. Cheers, guys.
See you later.